What is up, everybody? Which is pretty much nobody. But I thought I'd do something fun today. I thought I would go live and write my comic book script that I've been working on. I mean, I've been working on a number of comic book scripts, um, but this is one I've been working on. As many of you know, that I've been talking about lately. I've been working on comic book scripts, and I've basically been getting professionally taught by Adam Beechin, who was a writer for DC, and is also a writer on many of our favorite nostalgic childhood shows like Rugrats, Rocket Power, shoot, a ton more, like so much more. And I think he's doing more DC stuff. I know he's done other comic book stuff. So don't quote me on that. And this is going to be what I'm going to be doing for submission. It's funny, I've actually made this a movie pitch and submitted it to Robert Rodriguez. Unfortunately, I got denied, but that's kind of how the game goes. And I thought, you know what? Let me turn this into a comic book script. There's a graphic novel I'm working on that's a big one and it's pretty huge. And I'm actually getting that illustrated by a DC, Marvel and DC published inker and penciler back in the day named Jim Fern. Um, and That's going to be a work in process. That's going to take years, maybe not years, but like a year probably. We've been working on it for several months now, but it's going to be a long time before any of that happens. So, I didn't want to show that right now. So this is when I just started working on it. Again, I originally made it as a pitch for a movie to Robert Rodriguez, um, and that got denied by him. But what can I say is that I'm shooting in the dark here. And so as I've been getting professionally taught, I've learned how to technically write a script. It's still ongoing, and I thought it'd be cool to show y'all how to technically write a script and just kind of write along with y'all, and just show y'all what this is about, and just thought it'd be something cool. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I'm not the best, but I'm trying to get there, and I'll probably do more of this. Another issue I've been kind of having is how do I balance making videos while writing comics, especially as a beginner. Like if I was already a pro, whatever, it's like I could do things here or there, but I have a full time job. I'm writing comics. I'm making videos. I've got other stuff going on, and just life in general. So the idea was like, how do I? Sorry, let me fix my camera a little bit. It's got me at a weird angle, but anyways, whatever. So the idea was like, how do I go about this? And so I was like, you know what? Let me just write my comic live with y'all. So this is my first time doing this. Let me see if I can share my screen. Not that it matters because it's not like I have anyone watching right now, but hey, it's totally fine. I just wanted to do this for fun. Um, so let me figure out how to share my screen here. Give me a second. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got it. All right, looks like y'all can see this. Okay, so let me get some coffee here. So this is the script I've been working on for the past few days. Like probably late last year, I wrote up a pitch. I actually pitched this to Robert Rodriguez. Um, and well, I didn't, I just submitted the pitch to him. It's not like I was in front of him pitching it. Because he was trying to do some action movies. And I was trying to do something that kind of fits in with what he does, but also be unique and different. Um, which it's hard to see. Obviously know exactly what he wanted and this and that, but it ended up getting denied, which is totally fine. And then I was like, you know what? I've been working on this graphic novel. I have a little bit of free time when it comes to making another comic book script because I've actually already wrote the graphic novel, at least the first volume of it. Um, and that's getting illustrated right now. So I figured, let me build my portfolio, do another piece. And so this is what I've been working on the past few days. And I want to do a lot more scripts because I'm trying to build a portfolio here. But this one is called Black Dust. Essentially, oh, it doesn't flip screens when I do this, but essentially, here's the log line. The log line is just a concise summary, like literally like two sentences. So the log line goes: two sons of a disgraced private military contractor resurrect their father's fallen company. So their fathers basically had a. Let me just read it, I guess, real quick. To uncover how a powerful general framed their parents to bury a failed bioenhancement program, forcing them into a brutal war for truth, vengeance, and survival that ends with betrayal, sacrifice, and the birth of a reluctant vigilante. So the idea is that two sons, their two dads were friends. They started a business. Were successful, had a successful career in the military, and then they decided to leave when they had kids, and they had these kids around the same time, and they started a private military contracting business, PMC for short, basically like security defense. And on one of their basically on one of their jobs, it went south, and we will figure out why. And because of how it went south, it's basically like they're disgraced. The company is disgraced. And then their sons, one who's kind of like this hothead who just doesn't believe the story, wants to figure everything out, and the other who's more logical, wants to see evidence and proof. Essentially, you know, they go to the military, don't really have it's a one shot, so it's just 20 pages, one issue. So I haven't built a huge background. Well, one's a cop, one's military, maybe they're both military. Really doesn't matter for right now. But then later in their life, they restart their dad's private military company, basically security contractor defense company, and they go on a mission to basically figure out what happened with their on the mission with their dads, that where they ended up dying essentially. So their dads died, and again the mission went south, and they got disgraced because of it. Um, and essentially, this follows like a general who's our antagonist, and follows bioenhancement. So the story is almost like my own version, but more of like a almost horror, modern day and horror version of like a Captain America meets the Punisher. It's not at all anything like that, but I took some inspiration from those characters, trying to be grounded, but also kind of superhero like, since it's comic book, even though that doesn't really matter nowadays. But I thought it'd be fun. I thought it'd be cool, and so that's kind of what I'm doing. And so essentially, we follow Luis Herrera and Caleb Kane, who are the sons, and then we go on a journey to figure out what happened with their fathers. I do have the beginning, middle, end, the three act structure, obviously the log line. I have kind of a little bit of character breakdown, um, and I can show you that. I mean, it's just what you think. It's a synopsis, a log line, character breakdown. I don't think that's really gonna help you out too much. I can definitely read it, and maybe if y'all are interested, we can do that for all my zero live people watching. um, and then we have the script. So I have the first few pages of the script. Let's see how many I have. Um, I have up to page 3 right now. I've been working on it the past few days. Again, I was like, while I'm in this class being taught by Adam Beechin, I think we're going to write a script. And I think this is what I'm going to work on for the class and submit to him, and, get his thoughts. Um, because I'm taking this very seriously. I'm not doing it for fun or just interested to see what's going on. I want to become a comic book writer. Um, and I'm trying to break in. I have a little bit of a following on YouTube, nothing crazy or anything. And again, I just thought it'd be fun for y'all. I thought it could, help me out too. I mean, obviously, that'd be great. But also, it's just like, why not combine my two loves, doing this YouTube channel and then comic book writing? So I'm gonna read this to you. I would love, anybody's after the fact. Obviously, no one's gonna watch live, but for in the comments, if anybody wants to like give me feedback, be like, "Oh, this was interesting," this and that. "Oh, this dialogue is corny." "Oh, you know what? I would do this panel differently." Um, Things like that. And this is gonna be like, I don't know, however long I want to do it for. Maybe a couple hours, maybe 1 hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe longer. I have no idea. And I'm going to be writing it too. And as you'll see, I'll just be thinking and maybe not even talking and like slowly writing things. And so, it's more of an informational thing, but also get things done right while I can also make videos. Um, and oh, also, did anyone see that Jujutsu Kaisen? Oh boy, the first two episodes were crazy. I was gonna do a breakdown, but it's like, dude, I need to get back to writing. So I just thought it'd be cool, um, write these, write my scripts, and you know, just do this with y'all. So I was gonna break down the episodes, but I was just like, man, let me write. Oh, we had someone join and then leave. Gosh, am I that boring? Probably. I know this isn't going to be the most exciting. Again, it's more informational and to help me get things done while also making videos. And maybe this is. I've been trying to make my channel more of a community, and I think this could be a good way to do it. I can see y'all's chats and talk with y'all and this and that. Um, So yeah, thought it'd be cool. See what's up. So I'll read what I have to y'all. I would, it would be cool to get live feedback, but it's not like I have a huge following, so I get it. But again, in the comments, if you could, give me some feedback, give me advice, what y'all would do. And then I'll also be writing. So the story's called Black Dust. It's written by me. Oh, and by the way, if there's any illustrators that are trying to break into and want to illustrate, I would be very interested in working with an artist. Let's do this fucking thing, man. Like, I'm very entrepreneurial, um, and that's what I want to do, and I am down. So let me know. Would love to see your portfolio. Maybe that's how we do these things. This could grow into, grow a number of ways. But let's start with this, shall we? So we got page one, five panels, and there's so many ways to write a script. There's really not one good format, but you kind of want to like follow the standard, especially breaking in, and then you can break the rules. But obviously, you got Marvel style, and then you have a standard script, and there's a bunch of ways to do it. Um, this is kind of one way, but it's pretty much standard. The one thing I did forget is to number my word balloons, which I need to do, but see, I can do that with y'all. So we have a wide establishing shot in panel one, and this right here. This top part is the panel description. This right here, this describes what happens in the panel, and this right here is essentially, if you want to give, I actually don't prefer this, but it seems like a lot of writers do this, and so I'll do it while I'm breaking in, but I really don't care to do it. I think the artist should be the director, really. I mean, I'm the writer, and honestly, the script is more of a guideline. um as the artist is drawing and like, hey, this doesn't flow, hey, this panel can't be that big, hey, can't have this many panels, like they are almost the director. You are just, having the vision and the story and the plot and the characters, which is huge. Don't get me wrong. It is. But I don't prefer having like describing the shot, but I'll do it for the purposes of breaking in. So we have a wide establishing shot, which is basically kind of what it sounds like. Wide panel, shows a lot more than just like the character or the head of a character or like a profile shot or anything. Um, and it establishes the setting and stuff like that. So we had, dude, this is a lot of talk. This is more than my videos, man. This is crazy. Okay. So we have a black unmarked convoy of two Humvees. Um, so a black unmarked convoy of two Humvees moves through a vast empty desert at dusk. Dust trails behind them, behind the vehicles as the sun sinks low. So there's the setting shot for panel one. This is a caption. This is not a word balloon. It's a little different. Captions are used for inner monologue, which is like the thoughts, what the character is thinking, or it's used for setting time, place, whatnot. So we're in the Chichuan Desert near the U.S. Mexico border, 1995. Um, so no dialogue, no nothing yet, just a caption in panel one. Let's move to panel two. But first, before we do, I'm going to need to get a Zen. This is a lot of talking. Give me a sec. You got to have the Zen. You know what I mean? Got to have a little good lip pillow with you. All right. So we got Marcus. So we're at panel two. Sorry. So now we're in the interior in the Humvee. We're introduced to Jorge Herrera and Marcus Kane. So Jorge Herrera and Marcus Kane are sitting in the back seat. Oh, see, look at that. I just caught an issue, an error. Jorge Herrera and Marcus Kane are sitting in the back seat. There are two other men, one in the passenger and one driving. Marcus asks, "How's Alejandro doing?" Jorge, "Shit, mad as hell." Same for Michelle. Marcus, "You already know. Good thing our wives have each other." Jorge, especially for these birthdays, turning 5. Hard to believe your kid and mine born a week apart. And so I will say, the dialogue's not fully fleshed out. And also, I'm kind of just reading this after writing it a few days ago, so it's been a second. But one thing I prefer is I'll write a rough draft and I'll just get everything out there. The setting, the panel description, the dialogue. I'll just get it out there what I'm thinking, and it'll be my first rough draft. So this is what I'm making. This is my first rough draft. I haven't fixed any issues. I haven't made everything like not corny yet. I'm literally just getting the general idea, the concept of what I want to happen, what I want the characters to say. And then after I finish it, full 20 pages, I'll reread everything. And then I'll fix everything, make it less corny, make everything flow better, make everything more sense, maybe take out a panel, add a panel. So that's what I do. Granted, maybe if there's a faster process. The thing is, the other process I can think of is I would just sit here, think, and have it perfect before I write it down. And I don't want to do that. I want to move quicker. So I think this is a faster process. So I'll just have a rough draft and just lay everything out there that I'm thinking and kind of what I want to happen. And then I'll make it better, fix it, make it flow better, whatnot. So here they're having a conversation about their wives essentially, and they have 2 kids that are basically the same age, who will become the main characters of the story. So they continue, the artist what I did here is they're still in the Humvee. I'm not really changing anything. The artist can maybe do a different shot, like a profile shot. Actually, I think I did that in the next. Yeah, I did that in the next panel. Whatever. So it's up to the artist, but they're just continuing. And then, I'm trying to make them normal guys. Like they're not just these fucking robots for the plot. Like they're characters who have different personalities and whatnot. Especially for these guys because they're just our preface, and we're not going to really see them again. So I don't need to fully flesh it out, but I want to show there's body here. So Marcus goes, "We got to bring home that birthday money though, right?" Jorge, I hear you. Leaving the military and starting this contractor business was the best idea we've had. Business is booming for us. So this is setting up what's going on. They left the military and they now have started their own private security defense company. And, maybe it is a little bit of exposition, but I don't think all exposition is bad. Again, I can completely change this too. Again, this is just a rough draft for the purposes of me getting the next panel and kind of what I want to convey. So, that's what it is right now. And we can do a final side by side when this is all done, see how it changes dramatically, right? Oh, yeah. One thing I'm bad too is I never do revisions. I just work off one script. And so I never have the before and after. And then we go to panel 4. It's a profile shot. So this is like a side view, pretty much. It's usually just kind of like of their heads or upper body. but no matter what, mainly just a side view. It could be of more, just a side view. But again, I don't like doing this, but a lot of writers specify things like this. Marcus adjusts his glove. Jorge checks his rifle. Marcus goes, just doing it for the kids. Let's make sure they don't grow up cleaning our messes. Jorge, amen. Panel 5, exterior medium wide shot. So this is like a medium wide shot is kind of usually like just upper body up. Um, but I did this for obviously there's not people um in this panel. And so it's basically kind of described like, we're not like super far out. It's not like you're seeing everything small. And again, not my preference. I rather have the artist be the director. I'm just a writer. Um, but the convoy rolls to a stop in front of a half buried concrete facility. And now this is Jorge, but he's off panel here. So there are no characters in this panel. It's just literally showing the half buried concrete facility in this panel. This is and Jorge explains this is a former offsite prison for captured cartel members. Marcus, our objective is search and destroy, find the IT room and turn it to dust. Um, so we're seeing what they're doing here. Okay, interesting. Um, so sorry, I'm still dealing. Man, it's cedar fever here in Austin. God, I need some water. I'm drinking some coffee, and it's like 6 o'clock at night. But yeah. All right. So we're at page 2. There's going to be 5 panels at this page. Again, all this can change. It is just a rough draft. So interior facility entrance. The blast doors are forced open just enough to enter. The team is entering the entrance. The light from the sun is bouncing off the dust in the air. So that's what we're seeing. Jorge, Joseph, stand guard. Long quarter shot. So this is a long quarter shot. So basically like a long hallway, and it's a long shot. So like we're seeing kind of like all the way down as much as we can see because it's kind of a dark place. So, but the place is damaged. Emergency lights faintly flickering, conduit hanging, wires and cables ripped. Huge scratches on the wall, doors in the ground ripped from the hinges. Operator 1, was there a prison break? Operator 2, this damage, it doesn't, could humans do this? Marcus, weapons hot. Okay, so now we're seeing what we're dealing with here. Like, what the hell is going on in this facility? What the hell, man? It's crazy. Okay, so panel 3. They are further down the hall looking in rooms. The rooms look like hospital rooms, not prison cells. Um, oh, sorry, we got, hey man, how's it going? Can't wait to see it finished. You have a title yet? What's up, Andrew? Yeah, I do have a title. This is Black Dust. I kind of explained what I'm doing and what I'm writing here in the first section. But essentially, again, I'm basically like I think I explained too in other videos that I'm getting professionally taught by Adam Beechin. So this is going to be the script I'm going to send him, and this is what I've been working on. So I actually pitched this to Robert Rodriguez as a movie, got denied, and I was like, man, screw it. I want to be a comic book writer anyways. I don't want to be, a movie writer. So I was like, let me make this a comic, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I just started this a few days ago, turning it into a comic. So that is what we're doing here. And maybe I'll have some of you on, and we'll make this a segment or something. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, so yeah, basically, okay, we're on panel 3. Yeah, they're further down the hall looking in rooms. The rooms look like hospital rooms, not prison cells. Broken equipment, overturned hospital gurneys, and dried blood everywhere. Oh shoot, dang, for real? That's crazy, bro. 17 novels, one graphic novel. Yeah, my big thing is um a graphic novel. That's pretty much what I'm working on. I think I explained this earlier too. With the graphic novel, I'm actually already in the process of getting illustrated. So I hired an artist, Jim Fern, who is a penciler and inker and for DC and Marvel, and I want to say like late 80s, early 90s. And he's actually doing all the art for my graphic novel. But that's, like I said, it's going to be like a year process. So I thought, while I'm getting professionally taught, I might as well do some other, build my portfolio and do some other scripts. But that's cool, man. Maybe we should, co-write something together. Have you been published by any publishers? I don't know. It sounds like maybe mainly you do novels and not necessarily comics, but the graphic novel. Has anything been published, or do you kind of just write as a hobbyist? Um, okay, so there's broken equipment. Basically, obviously, like I said, Jorge said this was, an offsite prison. And so they're like, why does everything look like a hospital room and not a prison? And so we're like, what? Now there's some mystery here. And Jorge goes, what the hell happened here? This wasn't in the contract. Marcus goes, looks like intel was withheld. We'll have to revise our bid to the general. So again, making the characters come to life. They're like, yo, not only that, what the hell? But they're also thinking about their business that they started. And so they're like, yo, got to balance these two things. It's crazy. Oh, what is this? Self-published, but I have two comics on Amazon: Escaping Area 51 and Route to Azcon. I don't know if I said that right. My bad if I butchered that. Dang, 108 pages together. Oh, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, man, that's pretty badass. Yeah, this is something I'm thinking. This is what I'm going to be working on probably for the next 2 months. The script I just started, like I said, working with Adam Beechin, and I want to, have him go over it, basically kind of be my editor, if you will, and then potentially I'll get this illustrated. But like I said, I'm already getting another graphic novel illustrated, which I'm paying for out of pocket, and it's just like, yo, dude, I don't know if I can do another one. So maybe I'll have to find an artist who wants to go 50-50. I want to submit this to like Image or Dark Horse, but I got to get this right. And I was kind of explaining my process. I do rough drafts. So if anything sounds corny or doesn't flow right, it's fine because I just like to get everything out there. I'll just do the rough draft of the entire issue, and then I'll go back, rewrite things, make everything flow, let's make things sound less corny. That's how I do things. I don't know how you write. I don't know if you have to think and then make sure it's perfect and then you'll write it out. But I'll just make a rough draft, and so this is just my rough draft. But yeah, man, that's pretty dope. Um, Maybe we can collab later. I would say in like 2 months though, because this is going to be a 2 month project for me. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So where were we at? So yeah, basically try to make these guys come to life. Oh, and I was gonna say also this. I just started this, so I think I only have 3 pages. So might get a little boring after the 3 pages because I'm just gonna sit here and write. Just write with y'all. Might do it for like 30 minutes. Might do it for an hour. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just gonna sit here and write and do it rough draft style, like I said. Um, you said you plot everything, working on a new series, but I would love to help in any way possible. Yeah, I plot everything. Like I actually have. So how I do it, which I'm guessing is probably some way similar to your process, but as long as we plot everything, I'll just first I'll write a log line, just like quick 2-3 sentences of what it's going to be about, and then I'll go into the 3 act structure. So I'll write Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and then I'll write what's going to happen in each act essentially, so I can reference that, and then I'll have another sheet with like character traits, each character's personality, things like that. And so that's kind of how I do things. And then from there, I'll do the rough draft. And so that's what I'm kind of doing. And so, yeah, essentially that's kind of how I work. But it sounds like probably similar. I'm curious to know about your new series. When you say Amazon, did you actually like get it printed yourself and you're selling them on Amazon and shipping yourself, or are you like on Global Comics, or like is it a digital thing? Oh shit, you storyboarded 586 panels. Oh yeah, I'm not doing that, but I just don't have an artist, at least not for this one. For my graphic novel, I do have an artist, but he lives in Florida, I live in Texas, and so I just kind of do his own thing. He does his own thing, I do my own thing, and then just hear back from him. But yeah, that's what I would like, man. Like I would like to meet an artist near me, and like we work on it together, like every day and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just not feasible. But yeah, I definitely don't have an artist for this one yet. But dang, that's crazy. I don't, are you an artist and a writer, or are you just a writer? Um, but that's definitely the smart way to do it. Storyboard it for sure. That I'm not an artist by any means. I'm not an artist. I will say that. And yeah, and also you missed it too. The reason why I'm doing this as well is, for anyone who's interested in seeing how a comic is written or a script in general, and kind of more of an informational thing. But also, I want to write my script, and it's hard balancing making videos and writing a script. So I'm just like, yeah, let me combine the two. So here I'm doing a video or writing my script. My buddy Carlo is in the Philippines, absolutely amazing artist. I do not draw, but well, and they like him. I do not. I do draw, but not well like they can. Oh, I see. Yeah, man. It's funny. Yeah, because Jim Fern, who's doing my graphic novel, he was a penciler and inker. So I was actually thinking about getting somebody in the Philippines to color it. I think he's actually going to color it though. He said he'll just do it, which is great. Like he's just going to do everything. But it would be nice having someone who specializes in each. Um, lettering, inking, penciling, coloring, but that requires a bigger budget, and I'm already paying him honestly like a lot. Like I'm literally paying him like 20 grand. So I'm just like, please do everything. 20 grand, that's a package because that I just not paying anything more. I have 200. If you have a LinkedIn, I can send you some photos of my characters. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I do have a LinkedIn. Let me see if I can send you the link to my LinkedIn. Yeah, dude. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Doing a little career transition, and I'm like, man, I've wanted to be a writer since I was 14. Um, Originally, TV and film, but I was like, hey, comics just makes more sense. It's more fun. It's more freeing. You don't have to worry about budget, politics, and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is the link to my LinkedIn. And so, yeah. So the graphic novel, I will definitely be submitting to Image and Dark Horse. This is something I'm working on while just getting professionally taught by Adam Beechin. Um, and like he's going to endorse me and all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, man, let's do it. So this is kind of just what I'm working on for him. But if this goes well, then I think I will probably try and get this published as well. For sure, be part of my portfolio. But obviously, to get the only downside in comics is to get published. You need an artist because they're not going to just publish a script, obviously. So it's like that's kind of annoying. So I might get an artist for this eventually, but like I said, I'm for my graphic novel, I'm dropping 20 grand, bro. So it's like, eesh, eesh. But yeah, there's the oh, so what I was rejected on. So I originally wrote, I so I did a pitch. So I didn't actually even write the script. I just made a pitch. So I did the logline synopsis because I do that anyway. So I did that for my graphic novel. But for this, this was just supposed to be for film. So I did a logline and a synopsis, and again in that 3-act structure, and then I had some character, like a little bit of character development and traits. And so I made a pitch. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just that, but I did it to Robert Rodriguez, who, if you know, he's done like Spy Kids. He did Sin City. He did shoot bunch of other things. He's kind of more of an indie guy, but he's delved into mainstream stuff. He did like Alita, um, and so I submitted the pitch to him because he was doing a new action film, and he wasn't he was what he was looking for was like a high concept action film. So, which I didn't know, like obviously he just said action film, so I'm like, shit, dude, okay, I can do an action film. But he was looking for a John Wick style, like he wanted more of a low budget thing, which this is kind of low budget, but he wanted like, oh, guy who's kind of a nobody but had a past, um, become, getting to dive back into his past career as a killer and, doing tearing up everything basically. He wanted essentially kind of something like John Wick, but obviously original, which I didn't know. So I just did, traditional action, kind of like military style. And then I realized this could be a good comic book, and I explained it earlier, but I can explain it here in a second. But yeah, so he was like, this doesn't fit with what they're looking for. Which, had I known he wanted something like a John Wick, I would have made something like a John Wick. Um, but yeah, you would love Galactic Federation, access into military mecha science fiction. Oh, that sounds badass. Why is that something you wrote? I've never heard of it. Is it a comic or a graphic novel? But yeah, so like it got denied. He is letting me do another pitch. But I think at this point, because he already, I don't know, he's already basically got moved forward with somebody else, for, I don't know, his high concept John Wick type style movie that he wants to do. Because obviously those are popular nowadays. Because you have that one. Who's the dude who played Better Call Saul? They did the, like, dad becomes a fighter and killer, whatever, and then obviously you have all the Jason Statham stuff like the Beekeeper. So that's what he wanted. So I submitted another pitch, to him, which I thought is actually pretty good, but I know he's already picked, one guy he's working with, so I don't know if he's going to pick another one. We'll see, but I submitted one more pitch, so we'll see. I sent you next. Pitch. Yeah, it was definitely a good opportunity. It was cool, because he actually lives in Austin, and he was opening up pitches, and so I submitted a pitch. He has a studio here in Austin. It was a cool experience, um, but then I was like, hey, I wanted to be a comic book writer anyways, so I was like, man, let me just turn this into a comic, because I don't know if you know who Adam Beechin is, but he's wrote for DC, and he did, like I said, Rugrats, Rocket Power, a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, let me go ahead and go accept your request right now. If you did, let me see what's up. Oh, nice, art director. Yeah, dude. Oh, you live in Canada, dude. There's a lot of comic creators in Canada, bro. It's pretty wild. Um, it's funny. I've actually been to Canada. I used to go to Canada a lot because I had family there. I haven't been since I was like probably like 10 though. But I've been to Canada probably like 5 or 6 times. Um, cool. I just hit you up on LinkedIn. So what up? But sweet, yeah, man. What you got over here? I have animation as well. Yeah, bro. Same deal. Because like I said, I originally wanted to do TV and film, so I was doing an anime, but every minute cost 5K, and I was like, bro, I can't do this. I was like, no, 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 no. So I was like, let me just make it a comic, and that's what turned into my graphic novel. Um, that I still paying a shit ton for, but it's cheaper than animation. I'll say that. It's funny, 'cause there's a good anime studio here in Austin. Like they've done Castlevania on Netflix. I talked to them, and for something professionally done like that for Netflix quality, bro, I think they said like 100,000 a minute. And I was like, yo, bro, what? Or maybe it was 100,000 every 10 minutes. I can't remember if they said 100,000 a minute or 100,000 every 10. I think they said 10 minutes. Um, and so I was just like, yo, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to do comics anyways. Let me let me do that. Um, but yeah, bro, shit's expensive. Yeah, there's an artist, I went to school with that I've been trying to work with, but he just got moved up in his position at work, and I'm just like, eh. He's like, I don't have time anymore. I'm like, dude, he's pretty good, but it's just tough. Like, you know what I mean? And he's quality. Like, I could go find any artist, but are they going to be quality? And so it's like, bro, You just got to put things in your own hands. That's why I'm like, let me do the script, get with my mentor, who's been published and shit. Like that should be solid. I think if it's good enough, he'll introduce me to an editor at DC, anyways. So, you know, just a normal dude trying to, make it out here, man. Like nothing crazy. And I try to have fun with things. Like I don't want to be like, don't get me wrong, I'm serious about the craft, but I try to have fun with things. And you know, so it is what it is. Kind of just going on a rant here. Don't really know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, where the hell was that at? Let's see. Oh yeah, so on panel 4, um, so at the far end of the hallway, something moves just out of sight. A shadow passes across the wall, and then we get a sound effect thump. It's funny too, because like, bro, do you? I don't. I try not to have dialogue with a panel that has sound effects, but I think it's kind of necessary. Plus, this is a one shot, so it's just one issue, beginning, middle, and end. Finish the story, just really to build my portfolio, and again, working with my mentor. And so Operator 3 goes, "What the hell is that?" From the darkness ahead, something hits the lead operator hard. The operator gets slammed into the ceiling, concrete cracks. And obviously, in one panel, that's kind of a lot of action. So I'm sure basically what would happen is you're just seeing the operator slammed into the ceiling. And I guess I could make that um, more intuitive for the artist. If there is one, I won't say I'm going to hire an artist for this, but we'll see. Um, so I guess what I would just have for this panel is the operator gets slammed into the ceiling, concrete cracks. Sound effect, wham. Um, I don't know if I want 2 sound effects in a panel, but again, I rough draft everything. So this is just a rough draft, anyways. Um, let's see. We get a partial reveal shot, so not a full reveal shot, so we don't see what we're dealing with. Um, let's see. What did you say? Yeah, no, amazing. Is my dream to run a concept art studio. Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? So that's why I was trying to work with them. But like I said, bro, they're doing like they did the Laura Craft Tomb Raider series on Netflix that's running now. Castlevania, can't remember what other things they did, and it's just like shit. But yeah, a concept art studio would be cool. Like just literally running concepts like that's dope. You sent me some photos those are very affordable. On LinkedIn, I'm guessing. Sorry, I don't have my LinkedIn up. Let's check it out. Oh, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, dude, like this lab, I was trying to do it like not so grand-esque since my story is a one shot and again just 20 pages, the story finishes. I did those hospital rooms that you just heard about rather than a full-on lab because I didn't want to add more lore to everything. But that's badass, and this is actually what I was thinking of. Honestly, like literally, this first this first little concept art, bro, that's kind of more so what I was thinking of. But I'm trying to tailor down the story. I don't want to make it huge. And dude, that's badass. So is this concept art like that you just had done, or is this for like a story you're making? Oh, fantasy. Oh, dude, the fantasy one with like the armor that's also like sci-fi armor and fantasy. So my graphic novel is very similar to that. That's fucking cool, man. Um dude, okay, that's badass. Um yeah, man, that's fucking badass, bro. Which novel is that? I'll check out your Amazon listing. I don't know, man. Oh, that's for Galactic Federation. Wait, did you say that was yours or someone else's? Sorry, I'm still dealing with cedar fever. Um, Galactic Federation. Let me check. Oh yeah, that's badass. I'm looking at it right now on Amazon. Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so it's yours. Um, so uh, I guess my question. Oh, so what did you do? Did you get this printed yourself, or did you kickstart it, or did you fund it yourself? Like, what was your process? I'm kind of curious. You know what? I don't know. This is my first time doing live. Honestly, bro, if you just want to have a quick convo, let me see if I can bring you on. Honestly, it's my first time doing live, so I don't know if I can even do that. Might have to get live stream. What's it called? Yeah, like I think that app live stream where I can invite people. But I don't know if I can do that. Let me see. Maybe not. I might. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it another time. I'll probably have to get live stream. But yeah, man, I'd love to just kind of learn about your process and what you got going on. Maybe co-write something. I'm trying to. I'll say I would definitely want to do something more on the comic book graphic novel side and submit to like an Image or a Dark Horse. I don't know if you're familiar with those publishers. It sounds like you might be since you did a graphic novel. Um, but yeah, um, could be cool. Could be something interesting. Because man, whew, it is a daunting task. I'll say that. Really, like, dude, it wouldn't even be so daunting if you were an illustrator yourself or an artist. But hiring them, God, I didn't know page rates were so high, man. Like for a good artist, page rate could easily be 350 to $500, and that still could be, medium size. I mean, you can get a cheaper artist, but it's like, dude, I pay you $100 a page, but if you give me bullshit, like, man, I'm not dealing with that. Oh, you went to Image. Yeah, I wanted to go to Image, but they rejected it. 70-page comic. Oh, so you were doing a graphic novel? Because yeah, that's probably more so. What did they give you feedback on what they said, um, or what they say? And then I guess like, what did you do? Have the first 5 pages fleshed out, or was it already done and you just submitted it to them? I'd be curious. Um, but that's cool. Yeah, I'm still looking at your Amazon thing, your Amazon page, and that's pretty badass. Um, yeah, man, very nice. Oh, you had everything completely done. Oh shit, nice. I don't know, man. Have you tried to go back to Emerge or Dark Horse with anything? Um, because now that you like, it's self-published, but now that you're published and have actually, a body of work in a portfolio, you could probably get published. I would definitely just do like a 20-page issue. With my other one, no response. Yeah, bro. It's wild. Yeah, I was even thinking about going to Oregon and setting up a meeting. But to be honest, you need warm intros, really. So what I'm going to do is have my mentor Adam just give me a warm intro, and just be like, "Hey, if not this story I don't know if he knows editors at Image or Dark Horse, so I'm gonna just be like, hey man, give me a bit gig writing like even just like C tier issue, even in like just let me do the back few pages for DC or something, man, because that's kind of any way I can break in. It doesn't have to be necessarily my shit, but you know what I mean. Um, but yeah, I'll think about. Let me figure out how what is it, Yard Stream or live stream works, So I can start inviting some of y'all out here and talking about y'all's process, what y'all are doing. I think it'd be cool, honestly, just for the hell of it, like just for us to learn from each other and maybe do maybe work with each other or something. Um, could be cool, could be fun. So I keep losing track of where I was. Uh, yeah, right. Oh yeah, the operator gets slammed into the ceiling, concrete crack. So that's panel 5. Partial reveal shot. Gunfire erupts. Muzzle flashes strobe the hallway, briefly illuminating a large, distorted humanoid shape. We never see it clearly because I don't want to show the creature until later on in the issue. Um, Basically, when our main characters are fighting it. So that's kind of my thinking for this. So operator one goes, "What the fuck is that?" Panel 2, medium shot. And if you don't know, again, a medium shot is just kind of like, close up, but not close up, but not far away, and then just kind of usually like upper body, above shoulder shot. Um, but this would be on the creatures the way I'm writing it in this panel. Uh, and then operator 2 goes, or yeah, panel 2, medium shot, rounds hit it, center mass, it barely reacts. Operator 2, the rounds aren't penetrating. Jorge, fall back now. And then we go on to panel 3. And so now we have a POV shot, which is from the creature. So we don't see the creature, we see what the creature's seeing. The team falls back. Operator 2 is dragged by the creature. So basically, we're seeing the team running towards the entrance and Operator 2 being dragged, all from the POV of the creature. And then all of a sudden, off panel, Joseph, who, if you missed it, he's standing guard. He goes, "Marcus, come in, Marcus. Marcus, damn it, what is it?" As they're running away. "Joseph, did you order a drone strike?" "Marcus, what the hell are you talking about?" Um, this might be a little too much dialogue for this panel. I think this is fair. The only thing that's kind of weird is technically their action is they're running away. Um, and uh, I guess I could say this, right? Uh, Joseph, what, like, what's a good way to say this? Because technically this is done on a walkie-talkie. The thing that's weird about this panel is you wouldn't see this. So it kind of issues as a writer. But again, I'll do a rough draft. And since I'm doing a rough draft, I'll just put it and I can fix it later. Joseph rings in on the walkie talkie. Is that how you spell walkie talkie? Doesn't matter for now. Again, rough draft. So I'll probably have to go back and look at this panel. But again, for a rough draft, boom. And then panel 4, 2 military drones shoot missiles at the facility. And that's where we end. And then we're going to go to basically present day with their sons taking over their father's security defense company. And so that's where I'm going to start writing. I was going to start writing this. It's already been kind of an hour long. So I might not do this live, but we'll see. But what is it? Radio, walkie-talkie, calm, sound awesome. Yeah, I like that. Joseph rings in on the. Let's do a radio. I like that. That's fine for now. I'll look at it later. Yeah. Dang, man, that hour flew by, bro. So, anyways, this is. I'll probably look at this later. I'm gonna go probably get dinner real quick. But this is basically what I've been working on for Adam Beechin. And this is probably what like I said, it doesn't need it. I can honestly probably knock out a script or at least a rough draft in a couple days. Really, let's call it a week. But I'm gonna try and perfect this one. And obviously, I'm working on it while getting taught by him. So this will probably be like a 2 month project for me, even though I don't think I'll need a full 2 months. But we'll call it for perfection 2 months. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be working on. I'm probably going to be doing more of these, honestly. especially since I want to build my portfolio. So maybe I'll even start another script potentially. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe I can share. I'll start sharing my graphic novel with y'all. That's kind of a beast. Volume one is done. I finished volume two and three. Is going to be 3 volumes. That's rough draft stage still, but we got so much time that I just left it in rough draft stage. Um, and So we can probably like read that together. It's gonna be cool. That thing I will definitely 100% submit to Image or Dark Horse. And honestly, I'm gonna, it should be solid because I have an editor on that. So my editor is Steve Stern, who wrote Zen the Intergalactic Ninja, which was a pretty big comic in like the 90s, creator owned. He had like a Nintendo game made off of it. It's funny because I remember that Nintendo game. I played it. So he edited my graphic novel, and then Jim Fern is the artist on my graphic novel again, penciler and inker back in the late 80s, early 90s for Marvel. So that I will 100% submit to Image and Dark Horse. Um, and this, we'll see what I'll do with this. This is again just what I'm working on right now with as I'm getting taught by Adam. And so that's kind of what's going on with me. And that's probably why I'll start to do more of these videos. I want to show you all the in and outs. And honestly, I want to get work done while also making videos because I like making videos. It's fun. Um, it's funny because I was going to do that. Are y'all anime heads for the 2 people that are watching me? Because I was going to do the Jujutsu Kaisen breakdown, but I was like, man, I need to start writing my script. And I don't know, this is kind of weird because doing it live and then writing a script, it's an interesting feeling. I thought it was going to be fun, but definitely an interesting feeling. It was fun reading it to y'all though, for sure. But yeah. But I'm probably going to look into StreamYard and see if, y'all want to hop on here, write scripts together. Y'all can do y'all's own thing, or we can all work on one or something. It'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be pretty interesting. But it's my first time doing a live video. This has been a very interesting experience. We're just about at an hour. And that was cool, Andrew, for sharing your Amazon page and your LinkedIn. I got you on LinkedIn now, so we can communicate on there too. And yeah, man, looking forward to it. So I might do more of this. But for now, guys, I'm gonna log off, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Maybe I'll do this every night until we finish the script. But we'll see. I'll see y'all in the next one, guys. All right, guys.